Hey, it's Ashley from Westcott, and today I'm going to be showing you some beauty portraits I shot inspired by earth tones. When it comes to creating a cohesive and visually appealing photo shoot, one important step is to choose a color scheme. Earth tones are a timeless and versatile color palette that can add a touch of natural elegance to any photo shoot. When working in a studio, it can be hard to capture the color and feel of the outdoors in a studio setting. But with the right lighting, props, and wardrobe, you can capture the style of an earth tone palette. Before you start shooting, it's important to have a clear concept in mind. So let's start with the background. For this shoot, I used Westcott's 8x8 Extra Pro backdrop in the color Light Moss. The background color was a lot lighter than what I wanted to be in the photos, but luckily there's a quick fix for that. By simply changing the distance between the backdrop and the model, we were able to darken the backdrop and achieve a nice earthy olive color that perfectly complemented the overall aesthetic of the photo shoot. Next is wardrobe. When choosing the outfit for my model, I wanted to go with a cream look. Warm colors like browns, beiges, and greens will complement the natural earth tones of the backdrop and create a cohesive look. I also wanted to incorporate natural materials like linens, cottons, or wool to add some texture and depth to the images. I chose a sweater and a dress combination that was perfect for the shoot, and with the right colors and textures to pull the styling together. Another thing I did to incorporate some natural elements in the photo was using some props. The first prop I added was a wooden table. This not only added a natural element, but also gave my model a place to rest her arms and hands. I also added some flowers, which gave my model something to interact with. Once we got shooting, my model had a great idea to tuck some of the flowers into the strap of the dress, giving the wardrobe more of a natural element. Lighting is one of the most important elements of any photo shoot, and for the shoot, I wanted to use soft lighting. Using soft, diffused lighting is ideal for creating a natural and elegant scene. For the shoot, I started by lighting my backdrop first. Since I wanted to make my backdrop darker, I made sure not to add too much background light, but just enough to add some dimension to the image. To do this, I used an FJ200 strobe, and I wanted this light to be soft and subtle, so I modified it with a rapid box switch lantern. This modifier is a 20-inch rounded softbox that creates a soft omnidirectional light source. I placed the light behind and to the right of my subject, where I would normally place an edge light. Adding this modifier did two things. Not only did it add a soft edge light to my subject, but since it's omnidirectional, it adds a very subtle gradation of light to the backdrop, adding dimension to the photo. With my backdrop and edge light in place, I moved on to setting up my main light. For this, I used another FJ200 strobe, but this one I modified with a medium Apollo. I chose this modifier because I'm able to mount my light facing the back of the modifier, which creates a soft indirect bounce light source. I also wanted to use a softbox so I can control the light spill in the backdrop. Since I had the backdrop lit already the way that I wanted it, I needed to make sure that there's no spill from my main light onto the backdrop. Using a softbox makes it easy to control the light spill. And for the shoot, I just feathered the light, and with enough distance between the backdrop and the subject, I was able to avoid any additional light spill. A benefit to using a softbox is I can always add an egg crate grid to help control that light spill if needed, but in this instance, it wasn't necessary since I feathered the light. Lastly, I added a 40-inch silver reflector just to add some fill light to the shadow side of my subject's face. A photo shoot with earth tones in a studio setting can create some stunning images that invoke the beauty of the outdoors. By selecting a complementary backdrop, using soft diffused lighting, and choosing just the right wardrobe and props, you can create a cohesive and natural looking photo that highlights your subject's natural beauty. So go ahead and get creative and capture the natural elegance of an earth tone photo shoot in your next studio shoot.